Okay, I guess we're on the air, so great. So a word about enunciation, because I watch these videos and I know that I tend to pronounce my consonants in even an exaggerated way, and people have told me this, and there's an explanation behind this, and it's not a quality that I'm necessarily proud of, but it's a habit that's stuck. I've always been fascinated by accents, and when I was a teenager I was very enamored of the American folk music. And I would even practice talking with a southern accent, and I would spend time in the South for vacations. But then when I hit my 20s, I went to England and I became very fascinated by the English accent. And I was practicing being an actor, and I was trying to put on an English accent. I didn't focus on the vowels like I probably should have. Instead, I focused on the consonants. I thought I had to say all my consonants exactly accurate, and that was a naive American's take on the British accent. And since then, I've become enlightened and realized that if you want to do an accent, you have to focus on the vowels. But I spent a lot of time reading aloud and trying to say my consonants exactly right. And that's why when I speak now, unfortunately, that habit stuck. And now that I've been living overseas for many years, over 10 years, I feel like I want to represent my country in the best way. But in a sense, even when you think about it, saying all the consonants exactly accurately has served me well as an English teacher, because one of the things they taught us on the CELTA course is however you speak, you're going to have to speak more slowly, more clearly. And most of my speaking English over the last 20 years has been in the classroom, because there's not that many people that I have an opportunity to speak English with. But now I'm kind of embarrassed that that habit of reading aloud and trying to say my consonants in an exaggerated way, I'm embarrassed that has stuck. And people have, Americans especially, like when I was over there for 4 years working in the kitchens in California, people would tell me that they thought I talked funny and they would copy me. And I always tell my students that you have to, as an American, we tend to skip the consonants that the words end with. And if they want to develop an accent that's more authentic. But that's, my confession, because I was enamored of British comedy when I was younger, and so I tried to put on an English accent, and I thought they talked in a different way than they really did. And now when I listen to myself, I even hear those bad habits from years ago. But who cares? Okay, so why do I have 4 or 5 different YouTube channels? Censorship. Submit. Like, I did my interview with David Crow, and we talked about how everything from the World Health Organization was false. But when I did a 20-minute summary of the findings of Dr. Stefan Lanka, and it got banned. So why they choose some stuff and why they ban other stuff is really a mystery to me. It's kind of this idea of a binary logic where everything is controlled by robots. Who knows? Maybe even this video will be banned and put my entire channel at risk, which is why I tend to have 4 or 5, 4 active channels.